Sean's early. I think I'm right on time. Four people here already. Okay. Well, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, everyone. Sean says, great to see how this is going to go. Oh boy, complicated subject from our L's to our breweries that have gone in imports these days. Yeah, let me tell you, I thought of this idea. I'm knackered. Did I use that right? I'm tired. I'm tired as all get out, as they say. My cat is right here at this window, and she tries to dig her way through that glass all the time, especially when she sees me out here. Go lay down, you little moggy. But yeah, I thought of this idea kind of late last night, and I thought this would be easy. Do a little research, see what's the best-selling beers in each country, and maybe how much each country drinks beer. And hey, Nathan, good to see you. Sean's here we go, he says. Uh, I thought this would be some easy research. I'll just look up which beers sell best, who drinks more beer. It was not that easy. I like to do research, and when you're on the internet doing research, it's I like to go to several different sources, until I start to see, you know, sources that have the same information, so I know I can start getting things right. And good afternoon, Ben. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you always. That goes for everybody. But yeah, all I kept getting was conflicting information from multiple sources. I couldn't sort it out. I was trying to get information that was, relevant to this year, and a lot of them said this year's information not available. And different sources had all kinds of different information. I was like, oh no, maybe I picked a bad a bad idea, but I did the best I could. And let me just say from the start that you know research I did online, it varied. So this could be flawed information. So if you have better information, you just chime right in, because it wasn't easy like I thought. I thought this would be simple. Oh, turned out no, not so simple research. So yeah, Sean, I think you're right. Here we go. How's this gonna work out? Let me say first of all that I just want to be upfront. I'm not a big beer drinker, especially U.S. domestic beers. I don't like them. A lot of folks around here like IPAs. I'm not a fan. There's a few beers I do drink, and they're pretty limited. I do like Newcastle, to be honest. That's one I will drink. And Mexican beers. I like Mexican beers. Besides that, I'm not too big of a fan. I'm more of a wine drinker. So, you know, my opinion doesn't matter much because I'm just not a big beer drinker like a lot of folks are around here. So you probably know more than me, even though I spent quite a bit of time doing research last night, and I thought I kind of I picked this idea because, man, I am knackered, and I worked long. I'm trying to make up for the day I missed because of the rain. So I worked long and hard yesterday, and I thought, well, this would be a good, easy idea to research. And yeah, I was wrong. I was totally wrong. It was hard to find quality research on this subject. So yeah, please chime in with what you know better, because I don't know. I thought it'd be easy, and it turned out I couldn't get. I kept going to websites and looking up certain things like, how many liters do you drink there per capita, and how many do we drink here in the U.S. And different sources all had different information. So I was like, can I get quality information, about this? Sean says, we got wrapped during the war because of our L's being warm, but there's a science behind them. Oh, yeah, I understand. Some Americans don't understand that. Especially in the South, they want their beer super cold because it's hot here and they warm up quick. I was talking yesterday about those beer koozies that we have. You know, you got a beer at a picnic, it turns not just warm, it turns hot in no time quick. So we probably do make our beer too cold. Uh, you know, Sean, I think you're right. There's science involved, and we're just not as smart as you are. You are about what temperature beer should be served at. They just make them all cold, cold as they can get, and that's probably not the right way to consume beer. Again, my opinion counts very little because I'm not a huge beer drinker. So I think your opinion there probably matters a lot more than my opinion here. But before I get into that, well, research I could find that may or may not be flawed. Uh, yeah, good afternoon to you all. Jim, I've seen you here before, but greetings to you. Nice to have you in the live stream. Sean's saying cask ales are stored at 11C to 13C, but only have a 2 week life. Natural gas, the colder you make them, the loss of the hop flavor. You're not going to get any arguments from me, Sean. Not from me. I mean, I feel like your beer ale cultures are much more refined and intelligent than here in the U.S. No doubt about it. I'm on your side. I agree with you. I think you're right. So, but before I get into that and let a few more people join, looks like about 7 people here right now. Yesterday, I think we had like 25 at one point. That may be the highest. Sometimes I think, I think this is just fun, even though there's only a few of us. A lot more people watch not live. I see, like, I think about 300 views maybe yesterday after it wasn't live. But I like this little group we have. You know, yesterday I wasn't sure about that topic I chose. Usually I try to get inspired from stuff I see in the comments. But I love history, but is American history that great for you all? I kind of felt that way after, but Carol, I don't see Carol yet. But Carol had sent me an email after, and I said she was not feeling too well yesterday. The live stream cheered her up, so that's good enough for me. If I bore you and y'all get to chatting amongst each other and not paying too much attention to me blabbering on it, I feel good about that. If it helps anybody a little bit, just to be here and be involved, chat with each other, that's more important than the topic pick. Sean says Carol's at the markets. Okay, maybe she'll watch it not live. Maybe she'll get in later. But look at the big brain on Carol, right? Carol's smart as a whip. She knew what was up yesterday. She chimed in with, did I know Paul Revere didn't say the British are coming? Most Americans don't know that's a myth. You know what I mean? She not only knew that he rode through the streets of Boston warning about the British regulars coming. Most Americans don't know that. So yeah, very impressed. I'm impressed by all of you, really, man. Sean, you got a lot of information. You got a lot of knowledge. So Sean says, oh, at the Christmas markets. Oh yeah, I think she did tell me that. She did tell me that. I hope she's enjoying herself. As Nathan says, unlike us, Sato, she may have a life. Right now, my life is just pushing some paint around. That's all I'm doing. I'm trying to catch up. We got Thanksgiving coming soon. I want to finish this project before that because it's It's an all-out free-for-all starting Wednesday when I start making desserts. So it's a little chilly here this morning. What's y'all's weather like? I mean, it's not chilly to y'all, but it's about 9 Celsius this morning. Chillier than it has been. It's supposed to get up to like 20 Celsius later. I don't know what it's like there. Y'all let me know. But I don't know if anybody know. Well, some of you noticed because I saw you comment. But woke up this morning to the news of a little local stray cat that lives at a bar around the corner I used to pet all the time, named Tilt, got hit by a car. I posted up about that on the community page, and yeah, that kind of made me sad. So I'm knackered and sad. Y'all got slang for sad? Let me know. Carol, she's joined. Hello, boys. Just up to say hello. Sitting waiting for my dinner as you're gabbing about booze, and I'm teetotal, etc. But have a good natter, folks. So see you on the next one, Sean and Wayne. And she says, rest in peace, Till. Yeah, yeah. I was sad about that because I used to stop by. When I took you on a live stream to get some breakfast that morning, I pointed out that bar and said I don't go there very much, and I don't, but I do stop by to pet that cat. Anyway, over on the community, I posted about that, and I posted up some pics that June and Carol had sent me in my email because I think they had trouble posting pics on the community. So you can do that if you want, and I'll post them up when I get a chance. Right now, man, I'm busy. June requested a video reaction through my Buy Me a Coffee, and I've reacted to videos to already and scheduled them so I don't have to record any reactions while I'm working. But June, I'm gonna get to that soon. As soon as I can. That'll be the next one I record. Although it won't be the next one that gets posted, but it will be the next one I record. I always do that. If you go to my Buy Me a Coffee and request something, it'll be the next one I record. Let's see. Sean says Carol was right. We didn't want the U.S. We wanted Canada because they wanted to stay with Britain. Yeah, I know. I think I've said this before. I don't think you realize how much Americans do respect the British. Uh, you know, we're sons of the British. Our whole nation was birthed by you. We consider you our greatest ally. And we consider Canada right up there too as our greatest ally, as well as Australia. Australia's fought by the U.S. in every single war we fought. Every single war. So we do have a high. You know, Americans may say things here and there about the Brits, but I guarantee you, if you ask them on the street, who's our greatest ally, it's y'all. It's y'all. So yeah, it's chilly here. So Manchester came out today, and Girl Gone London's 5 best things about an American living in the UK. She mentioned pushing and shoving. We talked about that yesterday in Black Friday. And yeah, Black Friday, when it first started in the US, there was a lot of pushing and shoving. What caused it was products would come out on that day. So a new toy comes out, wasn't available the day before, or a new TV comes out that day, but it wasn't available the day before. That did cause a lot of pushing and shoving here and there. Not as much as the press likes to sensationalize, but yeah, that did happen for sure. It doesn't happen now because now they don't do those product releases on Black Friday. They start Black Friday sales, a couple weeks before, and because of online shopping, it's reduced a lot. Now in the U.S., it's basically the ladies like to get up, not necessarily at the crack of dawn, but they like to get up early and they like to spend the day shopping. But there's not that like mad dash there used to be. How many brothers sisters arguing our countries are the same? Yeah, I agree, Sean. There may be a little bit of arguing here and there, but when it gets down to it, I think we come together, right? Carol mentioned the statue of Lincoln in I forget where she said where, but the video coming out, no, I think it was in Manchester, the one that's out today. Wasn't there also a Statue of Lincoln there? One of the videos that, yeah, I think it's Manchester. She showed a Statue of Lincoln. Was it Manchester? I'm not sure, but somewhere I saw another Statue of Lincoln. So I think there's, at least from our side, there's a lot of respect for the UK when it gets down to it. Okay, Sean says London and Washington. Yeah, there was another city though that showed a Statue of Lincoln that I just saw. I can't remember where now, but it's a video that just has come out. So, or it's coming out soon. Man, y'all let me know in the comments. What are the common foods you have for Christmas dinner? Is it turkey? Y'all have cranberry dressing? Y'all have Brussels sprouts? And dressing? Let me know in the comments what your common Christmas dinners are. Because I keep hearing that it sounds like our Thanksgiving dinner. Alongside Nelson, Admiral Nelson. Sean, is that who you're talking about? I'm reading a book about Nelson right now. I'm a big fan. Big fan. So interesting, huh? Very interesting. Big fan. Yeah, he was a character. But, yeah, I'm curious why your Christmas dinners, if what I hear is right, is similar to our Thanksgiving dinners. Because now, our Thanksgiving we have turkey because that's a native animal. We have cranberry because we grow cranberries. I don't think y'all do. We have corn because it's a native vegetable. Y'all don't grow corn there, but do y'all have corn on Christmas? I may do some research on that. If I'm correct in thinking that your Christmas dinner is like our Thanksgiving dinner, I wonder why. Because our Thanksgiving dinner is mostly native foods. Nathan says turkey traditionally, but he usually has chicken. This turkey from the supermarkets isn't always great. And turkeys are expensive. Buy a big turkey, but anyway. I just kind of want to start with that, but I'll get into what I could find about the beers. Pigs in blankets, yes, but that's pigs wrapped in. We call something else pigs in blankets, but that's pigs. That's sausages wrapped in bacon, right? Sounds delicious. It's cold, so I had to use my insulated mug. Ben says turkey stuffing, potatoes, Yorkshire puddings, pigs in blankets, cranberry sauce. And we always cook a ham too. Generally, we'll have ham at Christmas because we just had it. Turkey at Thanksgiving. Sean says it's the same as your Thanksgiving. We have stuffing, cranberries, and option Yorkshire puddings. You know, we don't have that, but starter soup or prawn cocktail, yeah, we don't normally have that. Pudding is Christmas pudding. I'm going to attempt to make Christmas pudding for Thanksgiving. I'll record it and show y'all. Nathan says bread sauce, sage and onion stuffing. Yeah, that's what we normally do too. You know, we call it dressing and we have oysters in it. Is that weird? But can't really taste the oysters. Sean says Christmas pudding was always made with the coin in it. If you find the coin, it was good luck. Really, so now we have that. We have what we call King's Cake during Mardi Gras. It's got this tiny little baby figurine in it. And if you find it, that's good luck. It seems dangerous to me. Probably a coin is too in your food. But yeah, we kind of have that. Down in Louisiana, they like to do that quite a bit. Oh, we got about 8 people joining us. I thought there might be more on a Sunday, but we'll see. Maybe more will join later. All right, let's start this beer talk. Okay, so I'll start with population because that'll help us understand a little bit more. Kath Chandler, I don't think I've seen you here before. Welcome to the live stream. Says, yeah, plus pigs in blankets, and some of us have cauliflower, cheese, and Yorkshire puddings. And our Christmas dinner has been turkey since Walter Raleigh brought them, and potatoes from the Americas before the U.S. existed. Okay, Walter Raleigh, maybe it's responsible. I had heard maybe somewhere that Dickens also, after visiting the U.S., maybe had something to do with it. I don't know. Maybe I'll do some research. When do you do first foot New Year's? It's dying out now, but it was no. I don't know what first foot is. We don't do that on New Year's. On New Year's, for good luck, we eat black eyed peas. Y'all ever eat black eyed peas? A little bacon in them. I only eat black eyed peas once a year, but on New Year's Day, we eat black eyed peas for good luck. Cass says, yes, she commented on your Newcastle coverage. Okay, well, thank you, Cass. Yeah, it's good to see you. Sue joins in. Got lost reading. Well, look, I'm never going to blame anybody for getting lost reading. I do it myself. Tell me what first foot is, somebody, so I can know. But yeah, I'll get into the beer talk. So the population in the U.S., I don't know if this matters, 340 million. In the UK, 69 million. I was trying to compare just overall how much beer you drink compared to us. We have a lot more people here, so it would seem like we would consume a lot more beer. Now, I got conflicting reports. Some said even though your population is smaller, you drink more beer. Some said it was even. Some said the U.S. was higher. So I couldn't get proper. If anybody knows for sure, I couldn't get proper. I kept going around and around and around trying to find some sources that had the same results, but I kept getting conflicting results. Although several did say, regardless of the smaller population, that you consume more beer overall than we do. Now, all reports said you consume more beer per person than we do, but I couldn't figure out if just a smaller nation drinks more beer than a bigger nation, but some reports said you do. Oh, Nathan says, yeah, let me know what this first foot thing is. Oh, okay, there, Sean's telling me. He was the first person to step foot over the threshold with a piece of coal and bread or something to bring luck for the year. Okay, so that's similar to our tradition of eating black-eyed peas on New Year's Day. Nathan says, I used to use coal. Y'all just got coal laying around? I don't have any coal in my house. Oh, maybe from fire in the fireplace. We don't use our fireplaces very much here in Texas. Interesting. So yeah, conflicting stats on all of this stuff, but it seems you're definitely a nation that's more beer centric than the U.S. is. That's for sure. Yeah, Cass says, come try our pubs. I'm gonna try your pubs, guaranteed. Yeah, Sean says you have 48K pubs. Now you're saying we have 68K bars? No, that's not what I found. We have, in the U.S. Yeah, I was looking up Texas. But yeah, so we're a much bigger nation and barely have more bars than y'all have pubs. That makes sense. You're much more beer centric than we are. And yeah, a lot of your pubs have closed. I keep seeing that. I saw that in this research. As a matter of fact, I found, and several sites said this, UK beer consumption is falling. Just overall beer consumption is going down in the UK and has been for the last several years. It may have something to do with your pubs closing. Less people are drinking beer? I don't know. So you say someone must be drinking your share of beer. Used to be on a pub on every corner, Nathan says. Now they're converted into flats. So yeah, every source I went to, that was one thing that wasn't conflicting. is that your beer consumption is down. It has been falling for the past several years. So maybe that has something to do with your pubs closing. Ben, you don't drink alcohol? I don't very much. I like wine with my dinners sometimes. There's no alcohol in my house right now. I don't normally have any beer at home or even wine at home or liquor. I don't stock it at the house. But occasionally, like I'll have wine on Christmas, I'll buy some, probably several bottles. Sean says, but we don't binge drink. Pubs are a community, right? Yeah, people still use the pubs, but happy to sit with Coke or tea. Yeah, that we don't have that kind of place here. You can go to a bar, they're pretty much there to get drunk. I wish we did have pubs, it'd be nice. Kids aren't allowed in bars. But yeah, it goes back to your days of a public house. Just being for everybody. A place where you can just go, have community. That sounds great. I wish we had that here. Some of your pubs open at 8, yeah, because it's not necessarily for drinking, it's for community. That's awesome. Ben says a lot of pubs are for food. And most of our bars serve food too. However, although your beer consumption is falling over the last several years, it did say this, that non-alcoholic or low alcohol content beer in the UK is on the rise. Let's see. This source says it's gone up 14% in the last year, so less beer drinking, but more non-alcoholic and low alcohol beers are getting consumed in the UK than ever before. So I thought that was interesting. Any of you folks making a switch to non-alcoholic beer? I don't really enjoy beer that much, the flavor, so I would never drink a non-alcoholic beer. If I'm drinking, I want to get a little something out of it. Sean says, oh, he's talking a bit. So, okay. I did get conflicting reports, okay, but a lot of them seem to be along these same lines. So you let me know what you think of what I got coming up next. So I got a list here of the top 10 selling beers in the UK. Now this isn't. I also have. I'll share it in a minute. What's most often ordered on draft in the UK, but these are just overall best-selling beers in the UK, not necessarily at pubs or bars or restaurants. It's including everything people buy at the store and take home. So I got a top 10 list of UK beers. Cass says there are 125 pubs and a half square mile around St. James, our football stadium. You know, there's a lot of pubs, and maybe that's what's making pubs close too. You got so many they can't all be, although they're not all for drinking. Yeah, it's sad your pubs are closing. That's sad. That's sad. I hate to hear that. But that's sad. So I'm gonna give you first of all what appears to be. I saw a few reports that some of these were in a little bit different order, but I took the ones that seem to all say the same thing. Y'all see that squirrel? Squirrel? So, and you can guess if you want. I'm going to give you your top 10 list. Let me know what you think's the number one best-selling beer in the UK. I'm going to start at number 10. Yeah, in the comments. Start giving me your guesses what you think number one's going to be. So number 10, Peroni. And we have that in the U.S., but it's not a very big selling beer. It doesn't make our top 10 list. Peroni? Anybody fans of Peroni? Let me know. Yeah, start guessing what you think number one's going to be. Number 9, a beer I'd never heard of, Desperados? Is that? I'd never heard of that. Anybody drink that? I saw it at number 9 on several lists. As far as I know, we don't have that in the U.S. Anybody drink that? Did I get bad information? I saw it on several lists. Ben says they think Stella's number 1. Y'all keep guessing. Not English, it's like Corona. Yeah, these aren't, I'm going to talk about just beers brewed in England, but these are just overall, what are the best selling beers in the UK. They're not all English beers. Actually, most of them aren't English beers. Newcastle didn't make this list of the top 10 most popular beers in the UK, but Newcastle is a beer I enjoy, and I don't really like beer that much. Nathan says that he's not aware of Peroni or Desperado, but not a big drinker. I never heard of Desperado, and I thought that can't be right, but I kept seeing it on several lists, so again, information you can get off the internet, who knows, so hopefully you can clear this up. Number 8, top selling beers in the UK, Corona. It's a Mexican beer, also very popular in the US. I enjoy Corona. Tastes way better than our domestic beers or beers that are here, brewed here in the US. Number 7, Heineken. Also very popular beer in the US. Not brewed in the UK or the US though. Clint Eastwood imports Newcastle Brown Ale. It's in most of our stores. I took you on that live stream and I looked for it and it wasn't in that store, but it's in most of our stores. Peroni is expensive. Elijah drinks Desperado, sometimes been. Okay, I never heard of it. So number 6, Carlsberg. Is that popular? Anybody like Carlsberg? It's number 6, it says. The top selling beers in the UK. We have it here. It doesn't make our list in the top 10, but we have it here. I'm not sure where Carlsberg is brewed. Does anyone know? Is it German? I don't know. Nathan says Corona. I thought that was a fizzy pop. You have to pass the physical. They were great adverts. Corona's a Mexican beer. Mexican beers are pretty good. So number 5, San Miguel. Number 5 on the list of top selling beers in the UK. I've never heard of it. I don't know where it's from. Anybody like that? Sean says it's German or Dutch, Carlsberg. Yeah, I've seen it. I've never tried it. Doesn't make our list of top 10s. Sean says, again, a Corona type drink, Spanish. Well, Corona's Mexico. Or it's a company from Mexico. See, I've never heard of San Miguel. Anybody else got any guesses what's going to be number 1? I've seen one guess so far, Stella. I'll let you know in a minute. So San Miguel at number 5. Number 4, Carling. Now, I saw this higher on some lists in the UK. So I tried to look at if I saw it. Multiple lists had it at number 4, but some lists had it higher. Anybody like that? Carlsberg is Danish, but brewed everywhere. Yeah, a lot of these are probably brewed, like Corona is a Mexican company, but they're probably brewed at different places. You've heard of Carling? It's a cheap drink, $2 and okay, that's good. Probably, maybe that's why people drink it. But didn't make our list. I've never had it. Number 3, Foster's. Is that popular there? It didn't make the US top 10. We do have it. And it's considered Canadian, but I saw some reports that it's owned by a British company. Is that true? Is Foster's owned by a British company? Here we think of it as an Australian beer in the US. But that may be true that it's actually owned by a British company. Let me know if you know for sure. I did see that. Yeah, Sean says Foster's Australian, another cheap drink. Is it cheap? It's not that cheap here in the US. It's not a cheap beer in the US. Maybe the Brits own it, and that's why it's less expensive there. But Yeah, we think of that as an Australian beer. I'm not a big fan, to be honest, but it's definitely not cheap here. It's not cheap. It's one of the more expensive beers. Generally, imports are more expensive here than domestic beers. Nathan says Foster's Australian don't know about Brit ownership. They spend all their money on adverts. Yeah, I don't know. So, any more guesses as to what's number one? Because I'm getting close. So far, I only seen one guess, and that was Stella. So number two on this list, and when I saw this, I was like, really? Number two in the UK? This is a beer I despise. I won't drink it for nothing. It is very popular in the US though, as well. So number two is a beer I don't like. And I couldn't, when I saw it, I was like, that can't be right. But then I saw it on several lists at number two. Now tell me if you think this is right or not. Budweiser? Budweiser is the number two selling beer in the UK? Ugh. That kind of let me down about y'all. I considered y'all to have good taste in beer. It's also at the top of our list, or near the top of our list in the U.S., but I do not enjoy Budweiser. Budweiser's common, Nathan says. Yeah, here too. Anheuser-Busch, brewed in St. Louis, Missouri. I lived there for 10 years. And, well, it's brewed all over the place, but headquartered there in St. Louis. The beautiful facility to tour, the Anheuser-Busch facility in St. Louis. Gorgeous, gorgeous. You can see the Clydesdales. Are you familiar with the Clydesdales? They're all there in St. Louis. You can see them. If you ever visit St. Louis, that's worth a look. But as far as the beer goes, ugh, I don't like it. Anybody a Bud fan out there? Only reason is it comes in 300 milliliter bottles and you can drink from pub to pub instead of pints. I guess that makes sense. You know, we have beers here. I don't know if you do. Now, of course, you use the metric system but we have beers here in what we call 40 ounces. It's a big bottle, like a wine size, bigger than a wine size bottle. People like to a lot of painters like to get off work and go get a 40 ouncer and chug it down. Ben says, I don't know most people, I don't like Bud, but I can't speak for everyone. Right? Yeah, I don't like Bud. Is that the number two best-selling beer in the UK? I'm surprised by that. I thought y'all would frown upon U.S. beers. I do. So far, I don't count these as beers. I would say they're more lagery. Well, I mean, I'm just putting beer. Again, I feel like it was hard to get proper information on this, and I didn't expect that. But I think yeah, I don't know. And again, these are overall bought, not just ordered in pubs. These are sold. They're counting everything sold in stores, drank out on the lash, as you say, brought home to drink. These are overall. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of Budweiser. I haven't seen anybody in comments say that they are, so maybe this is bad information, but it was number two on almost all the lists I could find. I couldn't believe it, because I was like, I don't want to say this. I was kept hoping to find it wasn't on the list, but it was always on number two. And there was no conflicting information about number one is. I'm about to tell you. Anybody gonna guess? Hurry up. I'm gonna take a drink of coffee and then I'm gonna tell you what number one best-selling beer in the UK is. And now this one was on number one on all the lists. So I don't think it's bad information, but Sean says most of these can be bought very cheap and taken home. Yeah, I think that's, like I said, these lists included everything, including what you can buy at the store and take home. Ben says Stella's number one. Anybody else want to guess? Yeah, Stella's number one. We sell it here in the U.S. It doesn't make our list of top 10 beers, but I've had Stella. Stella's a wife beater. What is that? You know, it's weird probably how these beers are, like you said, Foster's was a cheap beer, but here it's kind of considered it is an expensive beer here. Uh, it's weird how that stuff happens. It's probably because it, Australian and Foster's, and so they just charge more because they can get us. Stella here, while not very popular, we do have it. I think I showed it in that grocery store live stream. Is usually on a more expensive side, and you know, it's if someone orders a Stella here, they're kind of trying to be like posh, or they're trying to be elitist, like, oh, I drink Stella. Not very, it's not that popular, but when you do see someone order it, it's usually somebody who thinks they're being cool in the U.S. I don't know if it's cheap there. It's not very cheap here. Most real, Cass says, most real beer drinkers here drink cask beer. There's loads on YouTube. Look up craft beers, craft pubs. Yeah, I know that. I know that. I just, again, I'm just these are the top selling, not necessarily just the top selling on draft you know, or at pubs. These are ones you can take home. It includes all of it. In North, we used to have LCL, and that was a white beater blokes would drink and not keep their hands to themselves. Stella has took over that mantle. Well, I mean, that's just alcohol in general, isn't it? It causes trouble. I'm not a huge drinker, so anybody who knows it, almost everybody knows more about it than me because I'm not a big drinker. But yeah, that's sad. Alcohol can be a problem. Now I got some more information, but I'm going to go to the U.S. top selling beers and see how they compare. Anybody want to guess what number one selling beer in the U.S. is? Start giving me your guesses. Roll them guesses. What do you think's number one top selling beer in the U.S.? I'll tell you this, I think it's, ugh, I don't like it at all. Bud Light, you think's number one? We'll see. I'll start at 10. Heineken, that made your list at number 7. Makes our list at number 10. Very popular beer. Budweiser, Ben says, you think Budweiser's number one? Maybe. Watney's Red Barrel, what is that? I've never seen that. So Heineken makes our number 10, number 7 on your list. Number 9, I don't know if this is a beer you have. It's a domestic beer brewed by Anheuser-Busch. It's called Natural Light. We have slang for it here. We call it Natty. Natty is a cheap beer. It'll get you drunk. Natty Light. Natural Light. Brewed by Anheuser-Busch. That makes our list of number 9. Do y'all have that there? It tastes bad. It's cheap. And I guess that's why it's bought a lot. Number 8. Another Anheuser-Busch product. Makes our number 8 list. I don't know if you have it there. Busch Light. Now we have Bud Light and we have Busch Light. Busch Light is cheaper than Bud Light. And it tasted. I believe it's a poor American beer, but may not exist anymore. Yeah, I never heard of Watney's Red Barrel. So I don't know. Sean says we drink to the alcohol. Heineken is about 3.4 an all-day drunk. Okay. You know what's weird about here? Different states regulate the amount of alcohol that can be in beer. Did you know that? So if you buy beer in Oklahoma, it's got less alcohol than if you buy beer in Texas. The same beer. Budweiser in Oklahoma, it's got less alcohol content than Budweiser in Texas because of state laws. They try to keep their folks from getting too drunk in Oklahoma. They regulate how much alcohol can be in beers. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, that's the truth. Different states have the same beers in different states have different alcohol content. Yeah, so number 8, Busch Light, not a good beer. God, Americans have bad taste in beer. Your taste in beer is much better. Uh, number six, no, number seven, sorry. Number seven. Some of you guys guessed this one was number one, but you're wrong. It's number seven. So keep the guesses coming what you think number one is in the U.S. Number seven is Budweiser. You would think it'd be higher. It's number two on your list. It's number seven here. It's not good. This is my personal opinion. It's not good. Again, I'm not a beer drinker, so don't put too much stock in my opinion. But yeah, number seven is Budweiser. Number six, I don't know if you have this beer. Somebody let me know if you have this. At number six on our list is Miller Lite. Now, if I drink a domestic beer, if I drink a U.S. brewed beer, it will be Miller Lite. Between all the domestic beers brewed in the U.S., I think it's the best tasting. And it makes our list at number six. Doesn't make your list at all. Do y'all have that there? Again, I don't think it's great. I think it's the best tasting of our U.S. domestic beers. No more guesses what you think number one is in the U.S.? It's not Budweiser. So let's see, number five in the U.S. is a beer that made number 8 on your list. Number 5 in the U.S. is Corona. Fifth best-selling beer in the U.S., Corona. Cassis Watney's is just around London. What does the U.S. make a cheap beer and sell it to y'all there in London called Watney's? Because, yeah, I've never seen it here, not in my area. So, yeah, Corona at number 5 on our list. Made number 8 on your list. I don't mind Corona. It's, if I'm going to drink a beer. There's one other Mexican beer I enjoy that more than Corona, but if it's not available, I'll drink Corona. So number 4 is another domestic beer from the U.S. on our list, and it is horrible. I do not like Budweiser, but this beer is worse. It's brewed out of Denver, Colorado. Anybody know what this beer is? I don't know if you have it in the U.S., but this beer is famous for Colorado. No guesses? I'm reading some of this here. Sean's chatting with Kat. I'm interested too, though. Sean, so I'm reading what you're saying. Coors Light at number 4. Ugh. I do not enjoy Coors Light. I haven't drank Coors Light in years. So yeah. Ugh. What I'm seeing here is that you have much better taste in beer than we do. I could probably get down any beer on your list, but you're not gonna find me drinking Budweiser, Natty Light, Coors Light, Busch Light. Ugh. So I already see you have better beer choices. I see that flashing on the screen. I can't help it. It's the sun coming up, peeking around, flashing on me, getting light and dark. I apologize, but you got that here. Don't think it's that big though. I know. America's got bad taste in beer. Coors Light, number 4, ugh. Disgusting. Number 3 is Bud Light on our list. Now, I don't see y'all guessing too much what you think number 1 is. Somebody said Budweiser, somebody said Bud Light. Neither one is number 1 selling beer in the U.S. I only got 2 left, so y'all hurry up with the guesses. What do you think is number 1 best-selling beer in the U.S.? I'll tell you this right now, I don't like it. I will say the research I found, number 1 and number 2 often flip-flopped, and they continue to go back and forth about the selling beer in the U.S., so that it's close. Number 2 is a beer I do like. It's Mexican beer, Modelo Especial. That's my favorite beer. I will drink Modelo. Mexican beer, pretty good. Didn't make your list. Do you have it there? Sometimes it's the number 1 best-selling beer in the U.S. Do y'all have Modelo? It's a Mexican company. Somebody let me know if y'all have Modelo. Do you like it? Do you hate it? It's my favorite beer. I'd say Newcastle's my second favorite. Well, I have another one. I'll talk about that in a minute. I have another favorite that I like on tap or draft. I'll talk about that in a second. Y'all got Modelo? Or any other guesses as to what's number one best-selling beer in the U.S.? Now Budweiser. Ben doesn't recognize Modelo. It's nice. I like it. Give us, if I order a beer and they have my beer of choice, it's Modelo. I think I showed it in the grocery store. Not bad, not bad. Again, I'm not a big beer drinker, so don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. But just like Ben, huh? You don't know much about beer. I don't either. I don't drink. Yeah, well, I can talk wine with you. God, I hate that flashing, but I can't help it. It's just the sun is peeking up, and it peeks in and out. All right, if there's no more guesses about number one, I don't know if you have it there. Yeah, it's a little chilly here this morning for us, but overall it's pretty nice. Our weather, Cass talking about the weather. Yeah, overall it's pretty nice. Yeah, so for us it's like right now it's like 9°C. It's a little chilly for us. So yeah, I'd send you our weather if I could. All right, if there's no other guesses, which I don't think it'd matter because I don't think you get it anyway. It's Michelob Ultra, another beer brewed by Anheuser-Busch. Y'all got that there? So Michelob Ultra is a low-calorie beer, and I guess Americans are like, yeah, we gotta watch our calories. Red Stripe, Jamaican beer, didn't make our list, but I don't mind a Red Stripe. It's not too bad. Y'all have that there, huh? Do y'all have Michelob Ultra? I think it stands for Michelob Ultra Light. Never heard of it? Low calorie for an American, yeah. That's the number one best-selling beer in the U.S. It flip-flops with Modelo. I guess Americans think they gotta be calorie conscious. Maybe they should eat some better food. Not worry about how many calories in their beer. Stop shoveling sugar down your throat. That'll help. But yeah, Michelob Ultra. Ugh, doesn't taste good. Doesn't taste good. We got bad taste in the U.S. Yeah, low-cal beer and a Big Mac, right, Sean? That don't make no sense. That's what they do, though. That's what they do. Eat some unhealthy food, but gotta have a Michelob Ultra. Gotta have a Michelob Ultra. What the? It makes no sense. Cass says she prefers wine to Yellowtail. That's Australian, right? Yellowtail. We have that in the U.S. Yeah, I do enjoy wine. I don't drink it regular every day. I don't stock it up in my house, but I like a nice glass of wine. I've had Yellowtail Pinot. Not bad. Yeah, sorry about the light. I just can't do nothing about it. So, I did look up what the number one best-selling beer in the world is. Y'all have any guesses? Because I never heard of it. Anybody have any guesses as to what the number one best-selling beer in the world is? I never heard of it. Sean was telling me about snakebite. That's pretty interesting. What did you say? It was beer and what did you say it was, Sean? Beer and something mixed. Called a snakebite. Beer and for some kind of ale and was it ale and cider mixed? Called a snakebite. Half lager, half cider. Okay. Yeah, I never had that. Snake bite. It just sounds dangerous. But yeah, thanks for the info, Sean. Okay, now, not on the best-selling list at all on either best-selling list in the UK or the US is the top choice in British pubs. What do y'all think that is? Snake bite's lethal, Ben says. So, what do you think the top-selling beer in the world is? And what do you think is the top choice in UK pubs? Top choice in US pubs or in US bars is Michelob Ultra. Ugh. But that's most sold in bars on what we call on tap or draft. What do you think it is in the UK? And what do you think the top selling beer in the world is? I'm not going to tell you until I get some guesses. Or I'm not going to tell you what the number one choice of pubs is in the UK until I get some guesses. Ooh, that truck's loud, huh? Oh, we got a lot of trucks here. Top selling beer in the world, I don't see anybody guessing. I'll go ahead and tell you that, but I'm not going to tell you what the top selling draft beer choice is until I get some guesses. What do you think is the number one most ordered beer in UK pubs? Now, I looked it up on several sources and they all said the same beer. So you should be able to get this. I feel like, I'm not sure about all this other information. I saw conflicting information, but this one, I looked up what is the best selling beer at UK pubs. This one, they all have the same beer. What do y'all think it is? The top selling beer in the world is called Snow. And it's a Chinese beer. I guess that's because there's so many people in China. And they must love that beer called Snow. So it must be, that's why it's the best selling. I've never heard of Snow beer. We don't have it here. Do y'all? Anybody got Snow beer? I'm going to keep stalling about what the number one choice in UK pubs is until somebody guesses. Top seller in Newcastle beer was Special Brew, Friday night. LOL, you know what I mean. I don't know what you mean, Sean, but Sean's talking to Kat. Nice to have you here today, Kat. Oh, she says she knows 100%. Yeah, Ben, I never heard of Snow. Weatherspoons? I never heard of that either. I admit, Sean says he hates to admit, being from Sunderland, Newcastle is the best night out in the UK. Never heard of Snow beer. Me either. Yeah. And even in a Chinese restaurant, yeah, I never heard of Snow beer. Top selling beer in the world. It looked like it wasn't even close when I looked it up. Not even close. I guess it's just really popular in China, and they got so many people there. Nobody knows or has a guess as to what the top choice in UK pubs is. It's a beer that didn't make the list in the UK or the US as far as top selling. White Company says Carling. No, Carling was on the list. So we got a truck going by. I'll pause till that truck gets by. Can't believe no one's guessing what the number one ordered beer is in UK pubs. Sue says John Smith's. Nope. It's not even on. I never heard of it. It's not on any of these lists. But no more guesses? I can't believe y'all aren't guessing this. It's the most ordered beer in UK pubs. No one has a guess? Or a few people guess, but I'm surprised you're not immediately knowing. What do most people order in UK pubs? Now, Stella? Nope. Come on, tell us. You want to Google it? Oh, Google it. Now this is number one ordered in UK pubs, not English pubs, not I mean it may be in English pubs, but this includes the whole United Kingdom. Ben got it. Yeah, it's Guinness. Every time I looked it up, every source I went to, most ordered beer in UK pubs, Guinness. Then I was like, let me look up. Guinness is owned by a British company in London. That's what I found. Diageo is a British company in London that owns Guinness. It's an Irish beer. Is that true? It's owned by a company in London? That surprised me. So yeah, Guinness. It didn't make the top 10 in the UK. It didn't make the top 10 in the US. I do enjoy Guinness, right? It's like a smooth, if it's poured right, it's really good. Yeah, Ben got it. Oh, he says, thought you meant what the most popular pub. It must be still what the most popular pub, my bad. Yeah, Guinness, most ordered. So I'm sure this includes, Northern Ireland, Scotland, England, and Wales. Guinness is the most ordered of pubs. Do you like Guinness? I do. I do like Guinness. It was smooth. It was poured right. Anybody drink Guinness? Because it's best served draft. Yeah, horrible can. Yeah, it doesn't make. Yeah, we don't buy canned either. They sell a can, but nobody buys a can. But yeah, on tap it's good. Draft it's good. So that's it. I don't know. Was that good information? That's all I got about beer. I think that the beer culture is better there in the U.S. than in the U.K. and in the U.S. I think that you have better taste in beer. I think you know more about beer. I don't think we do beer very right. I mean, most of the beers on our list are awful. So I don't, yours seem better. I don't mind Stella. I don't mind Foster's. I've never had Carling. I don't mind Heineken. I don't mind Corona. I don't mind Peroni. All those are decent beers in my opinion, which doesn't matter for much, but it does make your list. There's only like one beer on our list, maybe two that I'll occasionally drink, so it's just bad. It's just bad. I'm gonna I'm gonna move a little so that maybe this light would be better for you as I start to wrap things up. But yeah, that's what I got. Mate, to be honest, some of our pubs are, yeah, I know that, Sean. Your pubs are older than the U.S. A lot of your stuff's older than the U.S. 250 years old is not that old in our country. Again, we do have history here, though. I have to defend the U.S. about that because you're always like, yeah, y'all don't have any history in the U.S. Really go visit the Native American cliff dwellings in New Mexico. Tell me we don't have history. And if you say those don't count, well, that's like saying that your Roman history doesn't count because the Roman history existed before the UK, but you count it as your history. And so do we count Native American history as our history. So we got history here. There's lots of Native American places that are amazing to see. So yeah, I'm trying to get better at life for you. So yeah, we got history here. It's just not U.S. history. That's that old. We got some glorious history. I mean, and maybe you would say, well, yeah, but y'all aren't related to the Native Americans. Yeah, we are. Check out our ancestry. We mixed with them. Tons of us have Indian blood. Same as probably you have some ancestries, the Romans. So you got every right to claim that as your history. Like Scotland and Iron Brew, Sean? Oh, I must have missed something. Y'all are chatting amongst yourselves, but yeah, I wish we had better cider. Our cider's no good. I can't wait to try y'all's. But that's pretty much what I got on beer. I do have one more question for y'all before I go. Anybody else got some comments about beer? But hey, the question I have is non-related to beer, but you know, in the U.S., well, I was noticing y'all, you know, you have all these, and I just put out that who are the Geordies and where does that come from? And I've heard Sand Dancers and Macam videos coming out. I think tomorrow. Is that right? Uh, where does Macam come from? It's coming out tomorrow. And I know y'all got all kinds of names for different people in different places. And I was wondering, do y'all have nicknames for your cities? Like almost all the U.S. cities have nicknames. I was trying to think, does London have a nickname? I couldn't think of one. Is there a nickname for your cities, or just for your people in regions or cities? Gil Fox, good to see you. Cass says we're Roman, but more Viking. It's where our dialect is from. I was born in Walson. Right. Yeah, y'all got some great history. Yeah, I just get sad sometimes. It's our Native American history gets excluded from foreigners. They think, oh, you got no history. Yeah, we do. There's tons of evidence that we do have history that's quite old. So, and yeah, you know, we're mixed with the Native Americans in our blood. Tons of us are got Native American blood. They all mixed together. We didn't treat them very good, that's for sure. But we did mix with them. It's more the people in the city than the city that have nicknames. So London doesn't have a nickname. I mean, we got New York's the Big Apple. LA's the City of Angels. San Francisco's the Golden City. Atlanta's the Big Peach. Chicago's the Windy City. All of our cities have. Dallas has a horrible one. It's called Big D. Next door is Fort Worth, called Cowtown. All of our cities have nicknames, but you don't. It's more your people. It's interesting. Cass says you've been to the Grand Canyon, met a lot of Navajos. Yeah, I love Native American history. It's really cool. See the cliff dwellings or the drawings, Native American drawings still exist in a lot of places on caves and things like that. It's pretty fascinating. Same way I feel about like your Roman and Viking history. I find that fascinating. Y'all got some good history. No question about it. But I think foreigners forget that we do too. We do too. All right, well, I hope that was fun. If nothing else, I hope you enjoy chatting with each other. Sheffield's called Steel City Band? Okay. So there may be a few that have some nicknames. I thought London would have one. But I can't think of one. Can people click the like for Wayne also helps? It does, Sean. It does help. Helps the channel quite a bit if you do click the like button. Gail says, I've been to the battlefields for Civil War and the Revolution, done the tourist things. Going to Williamstown. Did you enjoy Williamstown? It's pretty cool, huh? Jamestown. Original White House. What do you mean by the original White House? There's only one White House I know of. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know, Gil. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed Williamstown. For those that don't know, Williamstown is like a preserved city back from the early colonial days. Very historical. I mean, it's a whole city that they preserve basically, and they still, you know, you go there and see recreations of the way they dress, the way they. Oh, London is called the Smoke. Birmingham area, Black Country. The one in Richmond, Virginia. I don't know of anyone. The only White House that the U.S. has ever had a president live in is in Washington, D.C. Before that, New York and Virginia's, or New York and Philadelphia is where the president lived before they moved the capital to D.C. and built the White House. But I don't know. Maybe there is one in Richmond, Virginia. Now, you're not thinking of the Confederacy, are you? Because that Richmond was the capital of the Confederate States of America. London's had many names, and it's hard to narrow down because they had the mile around the center, then Greater London. Okay. I was just curious. All right, well, I enjoyed having you all here, a couple of newcomers. I hope y'all have a good day. I'm gonna get to work, but goodbye to all. Sean, Nathan, Gil, Kath, enjoyed y'all joining me here today. It looks like there's only about 10 of us. White Company, nice seeing you. Sue, hope you have a good day. I leave anybody out? Terry Coleman, I didn't see you before. Hi. Good to have you here. I'm scrolling through. I may miss somebody, but I'm sorry if I do. I apologize. But I hope you all have a good day. And I'm going to go get to work and push some paint around. But as always, enjoy chatting with y'all. And yeah, have a good day. Wayne and Dow signing off. Enjoyed it as always. As always.